Hey y'all, hey. For those of you who do not know me, I'm KT Braxton, but in the kitchen, I get to just be Kenny. Welcome to Kenny's Kitchen Therapy. A little over a month ago, I was in a car accident. I was hit by a commercial vehicle. I'm still recovering. I'm a lot better than I was, but it's still very much in the healing process with some lingering symptoms from the concussion. So I haven't been able to be in my kitchen very much, but today we're gonna make something simple but delicious. We are gonna make my shrimp and corn chowder. And I think I'm gonna make a vegan version of that soon, but today it is very much not giving vegan, but it's gonna be wholesome, hearty, and most of all simple, so I can rest. I had some cancellations in my day, so that means we're gonna get into the kitchen and chill out. So join me for today's therapy session. And just hear that sizzle. I think that'll forever be my favorite sound. This can also be done with pork bacon, beef bacon, turkey bacon, or you can omit it completely if you want to do a vegetarian or a vegan version. I think I'm going to end up doing an on-demand class for the vegan version of the corn chowder, so stay tuned. But I think that's going to come, so make sure you subscribe to Kenny's622trowbridge.com so you don't miss that. I'm going to get this cooked up and then we will cook our vegetables. I want it to be extremely streamlined, so I have already prepped my vegetables so that once this is done, I can chill out and eat. So I'm going to turn this shortly and then we'll get our vegetables cooking and get something simmering. Okay, and do not be alarmed, bottom of the pan, all of that's going to be soaked up when we add the liquid. So as these vegetables are beginning to sweat, I have some salt and pepper and I'm adding some seasonings and dried herbs. There's some turmeric and ginger, some smoked paprika, some basil, some dried basil, some dried thyme, and parsley. We're also going to garnish this with fresh parsley, Italian parsley. So we're using flat leaf, and some green scallions. So in the vegetables, I have the red bell pepper, some purple onion, and some fresh garlic. All right, I'm getting ready to add the corn, which I've already cut off the cob. Here we go. You know, in my kitchen, I do fresh or frozen produce. I don't do canned. There are very few things that I have like that I'll buy in a jar or a can. Very few, like maybe hearts of palm or something. And I prefer to buy those in glass jars as opposed to cans. But there are a couple exceptions, but not many. All right. I'm gonna get this mixed in. Then I'm gonna go grab my flour, which is gonna help thicken up this chowder. And then we're gonna add in our liquid. So we're gonna add in some milk. My vegan version will have coconut milk, but today I am using dairy. But if you're allergic to dairy or just don't eat dairy for whatever reason, you can always swap it out. But that's what I'm using today. All right, before I add my milk, I'm adding in some sherry, which is going to give it a lot of flavor. So it'll be like one. So that was 1 part sherry, and I'm going to do 3 parts whole milk. And you see all of the seasonings are coming together, but I'm also getting those bits up from the bottom from the duck bacon. Getting all of those bits up as I'm wiping. It's coming up. We're getting all of that flavor. That's what I love about one pot meals. And the milk is going in. Oh shoot. Let me add my flour so it doesn't clump. I'm going to add that up now before I have too much in. And you don't need a whole lot of flour because the corn and just cooking it down in general and the milk is adding to the texture. But this is going to help really get that comfort feel and the texture that I'm looking for. Alternatively, you can also use like a tapioca starch slurry or arrowroot powder if you are gluten-free. You can also use just a gluten-free blend, but that is an option that you may want to look at if you are wheat or gluten-free. Okay, so I'm going to let this come to kind of a simmer, and then I'll turn down the heat and let it cook and get to the texture that I'm looking for. And then closer to, I will add my shrimp, and I'm going to cut up my duck bacon so I can add that back in. We're starting to get the texture that I'm looking for. Is thickening up, so I'm going to turn down the heat just a little bit and let it go for a few more minutes. Then I'm going to add my shrimp. Once that's cooked through, I'll add back the bacon, and we are going to taste to see if we need anything. And I think it's giving. We're almost done. I wish y'all could smell my kitchen.